Beans, hey, check out the toy. Huh? I'm going to be my own sound guy. Hi, I'm Daniel Markham. I want to do a video about F# and info ops and incremental type building and a whole bunch of cool stuff. And before I start the video, I want to set some ground rules because I don't want to waste your time or mine. And so what I'm putting together is stuff called some metas. And if you've read the info ops book, we'll be talking about this quite a bit. But the metas are basically the way you operate to solve a problem. They're not the problem itself, but the way you operate. So my first meta is a supplemental, and it says that the links to the videos are going to be 10 to 20 minutes, and the blog is going to be 2,400 words for each entry I do. I think that's reasonable. More than 20 minutes, you guys are asleep. Less than 10 minutes, you're probably not going to read it, and I should have enough content to do 1,200 words. Another meta supplemental is no one of these segments should represent more than 3 hours of work, even though it may be 20 minutes of video. I don't think it's right for me to work for 3 or 4 days and then come on and act like it's all magic, because it's not. Another supplemental is every time I do one of these things, I will check the code into GitHub. I will write a blog entry explaining what I did along with source examples, and I'll do one of these video segments. So those are the meta supplementals, which are the rules I'm going to abide by when I do all the rest of the work. There are a couple of meta behaviors. The first meta behavior is test first, which goes without saying, but I'll make sure I have that there. And then the second meta behavior is to compile in .NET 2.2 or greater and use Visual Studio Code for that. I think it's time for me to move over to Visual Studio Code. I've been doing Visual Studio for some time. I've got Sublime Text, I've got Emacs, I've got Vim, I got IDEs, and so I really want to move up from Visual Studio to something a little more configure on your own kind of deal. And VS Code looks like that. I personally would really prefer ended up somewhere like Emacs. I know that sounds crazy, but I think it's web programming today and programming in general is more of a kind of wire your own thing, using libraries and frameworks here and there to leverage your work. I think you screw up if you try to do everything on your own. You screw up if you leverage the frameworks too early, because then you get lost in the frameworks. So those are my metas, and metas represent kind of rules of the road, how the team's going to operate, how we're going to solve problems. We got those out of the way. Based on these metas, I think my first goal is to set up an empty project that contains probably 2 libraries, a domain objects library and an executable, and have that be able to compile in .NET 2.2 plus using VS Code. Another meta I didn't put down here was I'm not going to go back and relearn. This is version 3 of the project, so I'm not going to go back and relearn stuff from version 1 or 2. I'll bring you up to speed as we go along, but yeah, I'm not going to start over. I'm just going to pick up what I've learned and add it as I go along. I'll clean up, of course, but I'm not going to reinvent the wheel there. I do want to use fparsec, which is going to be one of my supplementals. What else I got? That's the basic way it's going to flow. This book, the project's called EasyAM version 2, and it's under my name on GitHub, Daniel B. Markham /EA. And this is actually the 3rd version, but I'm calling it 2 since it's the second one I'm deploying. EasyAM is an analysis compiler, and the basic idea is it takes notes like I've just shown you, and it turns those into story cards and ATD tests and project reports, and there's all this stuff you capture around projects, work around the work, notes, conversations. Some of it's worth writing down, some of it's not, and so I wrote a book on how to organize all your information, and it's called Info Ops. And it sorts out what you need to record, what you don't need to record, and then I came up with this tool to show you that once you've decided on the minimum amount of stuff to record, here's a tool that'll keep it all organized for you. That's what EasyAM does, and I'll actually eat my own dog food by putting these in EasyAM as soon as we get going. Let's go kick some ass.